Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, with this week's Episode 6. A few quick words, as always, before we get into the recap. I can wholeheartedly say that Season 4 is keeping its charms. Season 4 is coming for the other franchises. Season 4 is fun, dynamic, shady, deep, but lightweight, new, a little dramatic, iconic. It's been a very great ride so far, and I'm very much enjoying reviewing these episodes, and it does not feel like a task when doing so, because with some of the other franchises, I don't know if I could definitely say the same. But let us get right into it. We start off the episode with still being at Lisa's après-ski. We are all discussing the rumors that are being, told to Angie K about her husband allegedly having side pieces all over Salt Lake City that are men. So Angie K goes up to Meredith and she is confronting her and getting straight to the point. Meredith is very much uninterested. She's teasing her a little bit back by saying, well, I know there are rumors about you, indeed. And, Angie's like, I'm not going to go into detail. You know what I'm talking about. She's getting worked up. Meredith leaves. She's deflecting. She's saying, talk to me with respect or goodbye. Kiss goodnight, because definitely not here. Not the one, not the two. She picked the wrong cast member to have arguments with, because we all know Miss Meredith Marks will never miss a chance to deflect and run away from an argument. So Lisa is joining in on the drama and she's like, Monica, I want to hear from you. What happened? Tell me, Monica. And Monica's like, well, we kind of told Angie that, Sean's sleeping with other men. And Lisa's like, no, that is not true. Known them for a long time, yada, yada, yada. We then see Heather jumping in on the conversation. Whitney is telling her what the rumors are about. And one thing about Whitney is going to stir, okay? She is going to stir that pot as if her life depends on it. Because we are currently now putting it all on Monica that, she told Angie, but we are sweeping it under the rug that Whitney was the one that said we have to tell Angie and kind of egged Monica on. So, Miss Whitney, not too much, but you definitely are stirring the pot, but still, as I've said and repeated in the last 6 weeks, two things can be true at the same time. You are quite delivering some good scenes, but still don't overplay it. We see then Angie still chasing around after Meredith. Meredith's like, don't touch me, we don't need to talk about this, and yada yada yada. Meredith is joining Mary and Lisa. Lisa's like, I'm so glad we all got together. And Mary is just staring into the blank, not acknowledging her one bit. It's insane. The arguing continues. Mary's like, I cannot believe I wasted another outfit on this event. Like, where's the food? And not Mary Cosby carrying around the, pizza boy when he didn't want to touch her freshly made flatbread to put it in the box, and her calling him out as lazy. Girl, Mary Cosby is so unserious, and she did all of that with the biggest smile on her face. I can't deal. Anyways, we then move on to what do we move on to? We move on to Angie and Sean at home. They're in the bedroom. Angie's tidying up. And one thing about Angie, she is going to have a full face of makeup in every single scene. The girl looks snatched. The girl looks good. The girl is Botoxed up. Nose job on fleek. Call her thirsty. But definitely do not call her ugly. Because that is one thing she is definitely not. So, Angie's had quite the night. She's been in her thoughts about these rumors. She, starts explaining in her confessionals that Sean has been, the thing that's on her mind because of the things that Angie has said. And she is breaking the news to Sean. Sean's sitting down with her. They're drinking a cup of coffee. And Angie is very slowly and kind of in a timid way approaching the subject, because it seems to be as if this is a very touchy subject. And she says, I have to tell you this. There have been rumors, Meredith's alluding to the fact that you have side pieces that are men in Salt Lake City. I just can't believe that she would say something like this. And she's a miserable bee. I was like, okay, well, damn. And, you have Sean being very, I would say, sentimental. And at first, when she was bringing up the fact that there are rumors, he was kind of panicking, like breathing heavily. And I was like, wait, what? What is happening? I do not know if this just got very emotional. I just couldn't read the situation that well in the beginning. I honestly thought that there is maybe something to hide, looking at their reactions, but quickly we see Sean breaking down slowly and tearing up, and his voice is cracking. He's like, I fought this for so many years. And Angie's going right beside him, holding his hand, saying, I know everybody assumes that you're gay. You fought this for 30 years just because you're a hairdresser. They put that tag on you. And he's like, well, it doesn't matter if it's gay, straight, or whatever. What really hits me hard is that they are putting adultery into this, and it's something that I would never do, and I do not want Electra, their daughter, to ever feel like that he would do something like this to the family. So Sean's tearing up. He is saying to Angie, I do not want that woman in our home. She is not welcome here. I mean, I can definitely understand that point of view, but seriously, if it is something that has been weighing on them for many, many years, I can see that they would get tired of it. But now he's like using the argument of, Electra is going to hear about this. She's going to see this. And I'm assuming that they are, referencing that their daughter will be seeing this in social media, at school, that maybe she'll be teased about it, because in Utah, everybody's very much stick up their ass and anti everything that is not black and white. So I felt really, really bad for them, honestly, in that scene, because I was like, I can definitely see their point of view. Angie was so supportive. I thought it was so sweet on the way they comforted each other and the way she was reassuring him. And contrary to popular belief, I can see the viewers saying, well, it's not masculine for, your wife to be wiping a tear away from your face. But I'm happy that both of them on national television are breaking the stigma of, men don't cry and men cannot, express emotions and be hurt. I feel like Angie does a really, really good job of displaying that, the sentimental side can be on the man at times. So I don't care what you say, I kind of did in the end feel bad, even though I had my thoughts and doubts on those rumors. Anyway, we then move on to Miss Angie and Whitney and Lisa meeting up at Angie's house. And also we find out this episode that Angie is not Mormon nor Catholic. She is Greek Orthodox, and they practice, Greek Orthodox religion, which is fun and, something a little bit more diverse than just having these people in the practicing Mormonism in the Mormon lands. We then see all of them meeting up at Angie's house, and Angie's house is stunning. She did have a really nice spread prepared for them. Lisa's like, I love, love, love going to a Greek's house because I know that I'm going to eat. And I was like, okay. And Whitney brought some champagne, and they're discussing what happened in the early morning, where Angie, kind of broke the news about the rumors to Sean. They're all getting very worked up about it again. And we have Lisa having a very, kind of painful reaction to the conversation, because then the conversation steers to Heather and Angie actually meeting up a week earlier and kind of straightening out their relationship, because they've known each other for the longest in the group. They've been to high school together. It's been almost 30 to 35 years. And both of them do not like the pressure on the relationship and, the straining that's happened over the years. So Heather's acknowledging the fact that she could have shown up for Angie in the Bermuda trip more. Angie's acknowledging the fact that she has said mean things about Heather. Both of them kind of make up, and I see why Heather would want to, and I see why Angie would want to. Both of them have obvious chemistry, and both of them, I think, could be a good friendship and a good alliance and dynamic going forward on the show. So as Angie is breaking these news to the group, to Whitney and Lisa's like, I never got the grace of Heather when I was going through what you were going through times 10. I went through the ringer with Meredith for almost 3 years, and Heather's never shown me that grace. That is just bullshit. And Lisa is actually tearing up. She is very much bothered that, everything has transpired like it has transpired with Heather. And I honestly asked myself, we never saw Lisa being sad with Heather not giving her grace. If anything, I always thought that it's kind of Heather wanting to be on Lisa's good, side, good, graces. And Lisa never kind of reinforced that on her part. I was a bit confused, but I feel like Lisa just felt so much ganging up on her that now when it's Angie's turn to kind of be in the hot seat, everybody is kind of urging to her aid, I guess. But yeah, I definitely felt a little, what? I was a bit confused with Lisa's feelings. We actually see Lisa as well having a little spa moment with Jack before he's heading to his mission. They're talking about all kinds of things, about Mormonism, his prom, and we come to find out that Lisa has never even read the Book of Mormon, even though she says she practices kind of her own way of Mormonism. I would have thought that she maybe would have read the book. And she's like, I can't believe that Jack has read the Book of Mormon before me. It makes me want to read the Book of Mormon. And she's like, he says it's very action-packed. I think she said that in her confessional, but I could be making this up because, he's recounting on his thoughts about the Book of Mormon and about how he's going on his mission and going to wear the garments. And she is kind of, not really into it, I guess. She's like, we go to church every Sunday, but I do not feel worthy to go into the temple because maybe I drink too much Diet Coke. And I was like, oh, okay, well then, I guess you can only enter in that temple when you feel worthy. I don't personally know a lot about Mormon religion because I myself am truly not the most religious person on the earth. But yeah, I don't think much of, religious entities. My thing is be respectful and nice to everybody, and maybe you'll get a good place in wherever we'll go after this life, okay? So I keep it quick and I keep it simple in my religion / spirituality. But anyways, not to get off topic. We then see Monica with her kids. She is carpooling in the morning. She's like, I, never grew up in the best manner. My mom's been a single mom, but my kids will always have the necessities. And we come to find out, as Monica is then in the late afternoon, driving her grandma, her Nana, to the senior center with her mom, that Miss Monica and her mother have a very special dynamic with each other, I would say. It looks as if Monica and her mom are definitely going to give us some raw and real scenes about family, about their dynamic, about Monica's childhood. I sense that we are going to relive and revisit many moments that may or may not have been not the best for Monica, but I am here for it. Every time they do show her family, I'm very intrigued, I'm very interested. It's not like on Atlanta where they show certain types of friend of scenes where I just couldn't be bothered to listen to what they had to say. But as I said, they are probably going to revisit a lot what went wrong in Monica's childhood. And she's like, one thing I can count on is for my mom. One thing that I can count on my mom is that I can never count on my mom. And I thought that was sad because Monica seems like an uppity, happy person. But truly, if I think you look beyond the happy face, you can see some type of hurt and trauma in her eyes, and I guess everybody has a certain type of pain in them. But now that we have certain information that regard her relationship with her mom, I think many things make sense. So Monica's mother is retelling something that happened to her over the weekend because she had a date. The guy ghosted him because she said she wants to be celibate, and she, even though she has left the Mormon church, she still believes in saving yourself for marriage. And Monica's like, well, wait, what? No wonder he ghosted you. I mean, you have left the church already, so why? And then in her confessional, she said she doesn't quite get how her mom still continues to practice some of the principles of the Mormon church. Meanwhile, she has left the church for years. And then again, has even apologized to Monica herself for raising her in the church. And now Monica's mother is bringing up how she feels that Monica should raise the girls in the church because those girls need Jesus. And I was like, that is one shady ass comment. But Okay, what else do you have to say? Monica is getting riled up. She was going to eat her mother up, just by the looks of it, and she actually, in the end, in fact, did. She's like, well, you even apologize yourself for, putting us in the church, for putting me in the church. Do not say that I'm a bad mother. You're implying that this, that, and the third. And, her mother was quiet, crickets. And she's like, you practice these principles even though a few days ago when I was on the phone with you and you thought that we hung up, you said such nasty things about me, that you hate my guts and that I'm such a bitch. And I was like, okay. And then her mom is just quiet. And she's like, Monica's like, I would never even think those things about my kids. I could never even imagine saying that. And I truly can see that Monica is a very good mother in her own right. You can see the love that she has for her girls. And so Nana over there at the table playing with the other seniors, she's like, do not talk bad words, Monica. And Monica's like, well, say that to your daughter then. And I was like, okay. That was a fun scene. Definitely something that I do want to see more. I want to explore what happened in their childhood because it seems that it definitely had some turbulence in it. We then see that Meredith and Brooks are going snowshoeing. I never even knew that a thing like snowshoeing existed, but here we are. Every day we learn something more. We actually learned that Meredith, the day when she left Lisa's party with her friend Kathy or Catherine, I forgot her name, that when they got into the car, the driver lost control of the vehicle in the snowstorm, and it appeared that they would be going off of the cliff, and Meredith was so scared she teared up in the confessionals. She thought that she was going to die. So that's not fun, definitely. She's like, we truly do not appreciate the last moments we have when we think everything is gonna be over in moments like a car accident. So Meredith's asking Brooks about his dating life. He's like, I just got out of a serious relationship. Meredith's like, well, I hope that you'll maybe bring someone to the awards that I got invited to be at the host committee. So they're chit-chatting a bit. Nothing much to say about this scene. It was cute. Moving right along, we have... What else do we have? I felt this episode was going so fast, I barely can remember. So anyways, moving right along, at the end of the episode, we see Heather and Whitney meeting up to go snowboarding and snow skiing. One thing before we get into the actual scene, did you guys notice how well both of them performed on the ski slope? Heather and Whitney had some moves. They practically tore that snow slope up. I would have broken all of my bones probably, but that's nor here nor there. So after their little sporty thing, they sit down, they talk and chit-chat, and Lisa gets brought up. They talk about how Lisa's son is going to be on his mission, and Heather is questioning Whitney on her thoughts about this and how she feels about Jack going on a mission. Whitney's like, well, I feel like he is taking control and doing the thing that he feels is best for him at this time of his life. And Heather's like, wait, what? Heather was appalled. I think she was very shocked to hear that. She even said in her confessional, I cannot seem to understand why Whitney does not have the same, reaction as me to Jack going on a mission. It's not like Whitney can change something about that, but Heather mentions how, well, don't you feel the same about the way we were brought up as me? It feels like, are we forgetting that the church is transphobic, homophobic, xenophobic, very misogynistic, has a huge and big problem with racism, disregards transgender individuals and everyone else? Are we truly putting all of that behind us? Because Heather feels like, as she wrote a book that says Bad Mormon, she feels like maybe Lisa got the idea, as if Heather, in a sense, would be an enemy when asked about Jack's mission. And I truly feel like Heather is speaking from religious trauma. And to be honest, to be really transparent with you guys, I am scared shitless of religions I'm not even gonna name names, but I'm scared of religions that do not really accept everybody. I mean, I do not fathom how religions and gods can discriminate against something that allegedly is God made. Not me saying allegedly in God's name. I am hopefully not going to hell, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. And I think Heather was coming from a good place when kind of questioning Lisa as to why they're going to, as to why Jack is going on a mission. And she's kind of saying that to Whitney. And then we see a preview to the next episode, still with the same topic. Heather questioning Lisa about as to why Jack is going. And Lisa kind of shades Heather in a way that, well, whilst you were writing a book about being a bad Mormon, I am teaching my son on how to be a good Mormon. And I thought that was a low blow, because the only thing that Heather truly said in that scene is, Lisa, wasn't your Mormon upbringing the same Mormon upbringing as me? Your Mormon religion is the same Mormon religion as I had. And I cannot wait to see how this is going to go out, especially with this topic being a little bit more serious. It's not the usual, shady housewife back and forth. It's really something a bit more heavy and something that needs to be handled with respect, even though many people are scared of religion and many people are, cautious around topics like that. It is to be, treated with respect regardless of what you think about it. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen on next week's episode. And yeah, that's it for you guys for this week. I thought this episode was great. I thought this episode was kind of quickly went along. I feel like many times when we get trailers and sneak peeks on social media, it does take away a bit from the episode, so it feels very short-lived. But yeah, definitely enjoyed it. Definitely excited how it's gonna go down at Angie K's Orthodox Easter thing event next week at her house. So stay tuned for that recap. As always, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell down below so you do not miss out from any future content from my side. And thanks so much for watching. I will definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye.